の我々にもう完全に初対面の我々にあれだけ胸襟を開いていろんな話をしてくれたっていうのは、今まで本当はマスコミにそういう話をしたかったんだろうけども聞いてもらえなかったそういう話を我々が聞いたので、まあそれが先ほどご覧になった通りの結果につながったんだと考えています。
Well, fundamentally our approach was to really listen to what the people had to tell, and it's not. And this is what the mass media did. They look for the answers that they want to have, and that's not what we did. But the reason why we got this very friendly and open reaction is because actually all the people in the film is we met them for the first time when we were actually shooting the interviews. So and the reasons why they opened themselves up to us is because we wanted to listen and not have the answers that we already had in our minds. So I think they actually would have liked the mass media to hear these stories, but since they didn't, we were the one listening to their stories, and this is the result.
I can also mention that since Kato-san a few minutes ago mentioned Noriaki Tsuchimoto, he taught us quite many tricks about how to get close to the big one. I think I used like half of what he taught me.
What else did you use? What else except blaming the media journalists?
Well, one of the tricks that actually Mr. Noriaki Tsuchimoto taught us is that when you want to get an interview, half of it is what he already said, is just don't try to get the answer that you already have in your mind and try to trick them to say it. And instead, just try to start asking by what they think they are, what you think they are most proud of. And especially in the village of Itate, in the later half of the film, everywhere, in every house that we go, like they have a very beautiful garden. So just saying, "Oh, this garden is very beautiful," then it's already changed their attitude because they know that we also came to see the beauty of the garden or the beauty of the mountain, not to shoot that place as a dangerous, radioactive, contaminated, blah blah blah. So I think that's already changed a lot of their attitude too.
Is that also the reason why we don't really see anger or open aggression towards, not towards you, but towards the state, institutions, the media, something like that, like really outgoing aggression or something?
Also because it's not part of their culture to be directly angry in front of the public. They are much more polite for that, and they also one of the if you remember in the first part of the film, you see two old guys talking, and the guy who worked for the nuclear plant for 40 years said that if you're saying you're trying to say something to somebody, it's always better to say it calmly than saying it being angry, because if you go angry, then the other guy gets stressed and they won't listen to what you say. So it's better to go calmly, and that's their culture. And I think they're actually quite clever about it.
Question here, is it okay?
We can't see, where are you?
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
hi. I'm just here in front of you in the back. I just was asking myself, it was mentioned in the film that the journalists were like dressed to be safe from contamination. And I saw you in front of the camera walking just like you are right now. So what did you do for your own protection? What do you think about protect yourself?
I'm wearing a very good leather jacket. Kato-san? The Yoji Yamamoto leather jacket is very protective.
Why didn't you wear the white protection?
Because that thing, actually, scientifically speaking, has nothing to do with preventing radioactivity. If you want to try to prevent radioactivity, then you actually have to wear metals.
Here, question here.
It is actually, if I may say, that this is supposed to be, as I'm just learning, the last question. Please, where are you actually?
Here.
Here.
Hello.
We are here. You are here. Okay.
Thank you for your film. どうもありがとうございました。ユバレの手紙のナタリアです。15年日本に住んでた去年まで。Thank you for your film. I've written a letter to Yubari book, and I've lived 15 years in Japan until last year. 黒澤明さんは夢という映画を作って、その夢の中で彼の映画の中でひまわり畑と原発の事故が
Oh yeah, the Red Mount Fuji.
Yeah, Kurosawa Akira made film called Dreams, and he had Van Gogh sunflowers, and he had the nuclear accident in his film. I hope you will see the film. And 私はひまわりの研究ちょっとしてて。
Can you say that in English, because I don't think most people here understand Japanese.
Okay, その方のために日本語で喋ってるんですけど。The sunflowers absorb the radiation from, according to my research. And the flowers in your film were very beautiful, and I hope maybe they can plant sunflowers in that area. So Japan has to clean up.
Well, thank you. Yeah. They already tried it.
And they have to help the honeybees, because the honeybees are almost gone from Japan, and without bees people can only survive 4 years. They have to bring bees back, and for that they need to plant lots of flowers. And they're not doing it enough, so please tell them. よろしくお願いします。
They already know it. Don't worry.
So, as I just announced,
but maybe another question, please.
we have to unfortunately leave the screening room.
No,
but okay, so we have one more question. I will be kicked out afterwards. It doesn't matter. So where's the question? Over there, up there.
We don't have a microphone.
Okay, I tried like that. First of all, I want to thank you. I wouldn't say I liked your film.
I wouldn't say I liked your film, but I'm deeply impressed, so thanks very much. I have a question of your proceeding. I was impressed by that you started with the destruction from the tsunami, and then went over to the parts of the catastrophe you cannot see. I'm just curious, did you plan this from the beginning on, this idea? Because this is exactly the point where I think you made the catastrophe, the unseeable catastrophe, clear to us. But I would be interested, did you plan it before, or did it come when you went in there and you started your filming?
I don't think we have anything really planned very concrete before we went to shoot. I didn't take, well, but of course, how to show the invisible was of course, from the beginning was one of the questions that we have to ask ourselves when starting. But that was all. And about the structure of the film, I think I owe a lot to Isabelle Ingold, who is a French editor, and she edited the film. And also another French editor who helped us. Her name is Dominique Auvray, and she also even worked with Vimendas, I think. And so Dominique and Isabelle actually had the concrete idea of how to structure the film to show the visible and the invisible, and that was very crucial. And so at the end of the Q&A, I also have to mention this is also a French co-production, and voiceover was Canadian, Armenian, Lebanese, but and the music was done by an American, so it's really an international co-production. And it was very important for me that the film is not going to be just Japanese, but made by many people from many cultures, so that it's attaining something very universal, and so that it could be shown by everybody in the world. And I hope that it will be.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thanks for translation also across the audience. And I have the impression there are more questions, so probably...
Yeah, so I'll be outside, so...
Yeah, you will be outside, and probably translation as well. And then you can ask your questions outside in front of the screen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.